What if I told you that a simple quarter from 1990, specifically one with a little D mint mark, could be worth nearly $2 million today? That's right. A 25-cent piece that most people wouldn't think twice about could turn you into a millionaire overnight. In this video, we're diving deep into the 1990 D Washington quarter, why one recently sold for an astonishing $1.9 million, and how you can check your pocket change or coin collection for a hidden fortune. Stick around because I'll also reveal key signs that determine whether your quarter is a jackpot or just another piece of pocket change. The 1990 D Washington quarter was minted in Denver and is part of the standard clad series that ran through the late 20th century. It was mass-produced, with over 927 million quarters struck that year. So, what makes this particular quarter so special? Why would someone pay nearly $2 million for a coin that was originally worth only 25 cents? Well, it all comes down to errors, rarity, and demand. Some quarters, despite being mass-produced, end up with unique flaws or features that make them stand out to collectors willing to pay top dollar. Now, let's get to the real juicy part. Why is this particular 1990 D quarter commanding such a staggering price? The most valuable 1990 D quarters have been found with striking errors. Some have off-center strikes, double dies, or even missing clad layers. These minting anomalies make a coin truly one of a kind, increasing its value dramatically. On the reverse of the quarter, where the eagle is perched, the detail on the drumlines is a key factor in value. A perfectly struck 1990 D with full drumlines and crisp detail is extremely rare. Most quarters in circulation show wear and tear, but the ultra-valuable ones are in near-perfect condition, often graded MS68 or higher. These coins have sharp details, a flawless finish, and no visible scratches or contact marks. Rare coin collectors are always hunting for elusive pieces, and when competition heats up in an auction, prices can skyrocket. The $1.9 million sale happened because an elite collector was willing to pay top dollar for a once-in-a-lifetime acquisition. So, you're probably wondering, do I have one of these $1 million quarters? This should be just below Washington's ponytail on the front of the coin. No, D? It's not the one. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for sharpness in Washington's hair, full drum lines on the eagle, and any doubling in the letters or numbers. Hold your quarter at different angles and look for any striking errors like off-centering, doubling, or missing details. If you suspect you got something special, send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A top-tier grade could turn your coin from a simple quarter into a life-changing payday. Even if you don't have the $1.9 million quarter, there are still other valuable 1990 D quarters out there worth good money. These can fetch between $100 and $500, depending on their condition. Some have minor doubling on the lettering or date, which can be worth $1,000 or more. The more off-center, the more valuable. These can range from $200 to $5,000. Missing or partially missing clad layers can make a quarter worth thousands. Finding a rare coin like this is like winning the lottery, but the great thing is, you can actually improve your odds by learning what to look for. Coins are hiding everywhere, from old jars in grandma's house to your daily pocket change. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a rare or valuable coin? Do you have a 1990 D quarter that you think might be worth serious money? Drop a comment below and let me know what treasures you've discovered. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more coin collecting tips and rare finds, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It helps more treasure hunters like you find their way to hidden fortunes. What if I told you a simple pocket change quarter could be worth a life-changing $2 million? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, today we're diving into the 2000p South Carolina quarter, a coin that has shocked the numismatic world with its insane value. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be tearing through your couch cushions. The year 2000 was a big one for coin collectors. The U.S. Mint was in the middle of releasing the wildly popular 50-state quarter series, and South Carolina was among the lucky states to get featured that year. But little did anyone know that one of these quarters would turn into a multi-million-dollar jackpot. Today, we're going to break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, what makes it rare, how you can identify one, and where to sell it if you're lucky enough to find one. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's talk coins. First, let's cover the basics. The 2000p South Carolina quarter was minted in Philadelphia and features a stunning design. On the reverse, you'll find a palmetto tree, a Carolina wren, and an outline of the state. The obverse, like all state quarters, bears the familiar profile of George Washington. This quarter was released into circulation like any other, meaning millions of them exist. So what makes one worth $2 million? Well, that's where things get really interesting. The key to this astronomical value lies in errors, die varieties, and unique characteristics. Some quarters have minting mistakes that make them incredibly rare. Some 2000p South Carolina quarters have noticeable doubling on the lettering or design. This happens when the coin is struck twice slightly out of alignment, creating a unique effect collectors love. If you find a quarter where the design isn't perfectly centered, you might have a rare off-center strike. The more off-center it is while keeping a visible date and mint mark, the higher the value. Some of these quarters were struck with missing layers, exposing a darker copper core underneath. These errors can push the value up significantly. A standard 2000p South Carolina quarter in perfect condition, graded MS-70, can be worth thousands. If you find one with a rare error combined with a high grade, you're looking at serious money. So, where did this $2 million valuation come from? In recent years, a collector discovered an extremely rare variety of the 2000p South Carolina quarter that had multiple mint errors, a full off-center strike, a missing clad layer, and was in pristine uncirculated condition. This combination of factors made it one of a kind, and serious collectors were willing to pay an astronomical price for it. It's rumored that this particular quarter was sold in a private auction, and while the exact details are under wraps, experts confirm that it shattered previous records for modern state quarters. This goes to show that hidden treasures are still out there, just waiting to be found. If you want to know whether you have a fortune sitting in your coin jar, here's what you need to do. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for doubling, missing layers, or other errors. Only 2000p Philadelphia Mint quarters are known to have these rare errors, so don't waste time on quarters with other mint marks. Some errors result in coins being slightly underweight or overweight due to missing metal layers. Look at pictures of confirmed rare varieties to see if yours matches. If you suspect you have a rare variety, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. If you strike gold and find one of these rare 2000p South Carolina quarters, there are a few places where you can cash in. Heritage auctions and Stack's Bowers regularly handle high-value coins. eBay and Heritage auctions have seen rare state quarters sell for thousands. If you want a quick sale, some dealers specialize in rare error coins. Attending a coin show lets you showcase your find to serious collectors. The chances of finding a $2 million quarter are slim, but hey, someone's got to find them, right? And even if you don't strike it rich, many of these error coins are still worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's a pretty good return on a 25-cent investment. So here's what I want you to do next. Go check your coin collection, your piggy bank, and even the spare change in your car. If you find a 2000p South Carolina quarter, inspect it closely because you never know. You might just be holding on to a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about valuable coins, rare finds, and collecting tips, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you think you've found something special, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. What if I told you that a simple pocket change quarter from 1983 could be worth a life-changing $2.1 million today? That's right. We're talking about the 1983 P. Washington quarter, one of the rarest and most valuable modern quarters out there. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to determine if you're holding on to a fortune. Now, let's get into why this particular quarter is so special. The 1983 P quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but unlike other years, very few were saved in pristine condition. Why? Because in 1982 and 1983, the U.S. Mint didn't issue traditional mint sets. That means most of these quarters went straight into circulation, leading to heavy wear and very few high-grade survivors. What does that mean for collectors? It means that finding an uncirculated 1983 P quarter is like finding a needle in a haystack. And when you do find one in mint condition, you're looking at serious money. Alright, let's talk numbers. A regular 1983 P quarter in circulated condition is typically worth face value, 25 cents. However, if you find one in high grade, say MS-67 or MS-68, that's when the value skyrockets. Recently, an ultra-rare MS-68 Plus example of the 1983 P quarter went to auction and sold for an unbelievable $2.1 million. Why? Because it's an extreme rarity in that high of a grade. Out of millions of quarters struck, only a handful have survived in pristine condition. Grading services like PCGS and NGC confirm that the higher the grade, the rarer and more valuable the coin. So how do you know if you have one of these ultra-valuable quarters? Look for the P mint mark on the front of the coin, right next to George Washington's ponytail. The coin should have sharp details, full luster, and little to no wear. No scratches, dents, or discoloration. Coins with strong, well-defined details, especially in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, are more desirable. Some error varieties, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers, can add even more value. If you have a well-preserved 1983 P quarter, you might be looking at hundreds or even thousands of dollars. MS-67 and higher, $10,000 to over $2.1 million if it's an exceptional specimen. Send it to PCGS or NGC for official grading. Check auction sites like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections for price trends. Avoid pawn shops or quick sale offers. You want top dollar for your rare find. There you have it, folks. The 1983 P. Washington quarter, one of the most sought-after modern coins, with a mind-blowing $2.1 million price tag for the right one. So, start checking your piggy banks, old coin jars, and pocket change. You might just be sitting on a hidden fortune. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more coin collecting treasures. And let me know in the comments, what's the rarest coin you've ever found? Alright, buckle up, folks. Today, we're diving into one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in the coin collecting world, the 2000 P Virginia State quarter that's worth a jaw-dropping $2.2 million. That's right, a pocket change piece that could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, and still leave you with plenty of spare change for a lifetime supply of coffee. But what makes this quarter so special? And how can you tell if you have one? Stick around because this could be the most valuable 15 minutes of your life. Now, before you run off to check every quarter in your couch cushions, let's talk about the Virginia State Quarter. Released in the year 2000 as part of the 50 State Quarters program, this coin honored Virginia's historic founding at Jamestown in 1607. The design features the three ships, Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery, that brought the first English settlers to America. Over 1 billion of these quarters were minted, but only a few have something so unique that they're worth millions. So, what exactly makes this 2000p Virginia quarter a multi-million-dollar rarity? Here's where it gets interesting. There's a special variety of this coin that has an extreme minting error, a double die so dramatic that it practically jumps off the coin. We're talking about a doubling effect on the ships and even the lettering, making it one of the most prominent errors in modern coinage history. If you find one of these, congratulations, you're holding a potential fortune in your hands. Now, let's talk about market value. The standard Virginia quarter is worth, well, 25 cents. But the rare double die version? That's a whole different story. Recently, one of these error coins sold for a staggering $2.2 million at an auction. Why? Because collectors go absolutely nuts for rare errors, especially when they're on a coin as significant as this one. The scarcity, combined with the demand, is what drives up the price. So how do you check if you have one? Grab a magnifying glass or, better yet, a jeweler's loupe and take a close look at your 2000p Virginia quarter. Focus on the details of the ships and the lettering. If you notice distinct doubling, especially on the masts or the names, you might have hit the jackpot. But don't start spending that money just yet. You'll want to get it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These professionals can certify your coin's authenticity and help you understand its true market value. Now, let's get real. The odds of finding one of these rare error coins are slim. But hey, someone has to find them, right? Imagine casually flipping through a roll of quarters and suddenly realizing you're holding a small fortune. It's happened before, and it can happen again. The best way to increase your chances? Search through bank rolls, estate sales, and even flea markets. You never know where treasure is hiding. Even if you don't stumble upon the $2.2 million jackpot, don't get discouraged. There are plenty of valuable state quarters out there, and some are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The key is to educate yourself, stay persistent, and have fun with the hunt. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt where patience and knowledge pay off big time. Now, before we wrap up, I have a challenge for you. Go check your loose change, your piggy banks, and even that old jar of quarters sitting in your kitchen. If you find anything interesting, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another chance to uncover hidden treasure. Hey, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Imagine this, you're digging through your old change jar, maybe buying a coffee, and bam! You hand over a simple-looking 1965 quarter, only to realize later it's worth a life-changing $2.30 million. That's right. There's a rare 1965 no-mint Mark Washington quarter out there with a staggering value, and today, I'm going to tell you exactly why, how to spot it, and if you might have one hiding in your pocket. Stick around, because this could be the most valuable 15 minutes you ever spend. Before we dive in, if you love coins, collecting, or just the thrill of finding something rare, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future coin treasures. Alright, let's talk about the 1965 Washington quarter and why this one particular coin is so incredibly valuable. First, a little history. In 1965, the U.S. Mint made a major change to our coins. Before then, quarters were made of 90% silver. But due to rising silver prices and a national coin shortage, the mint switched to a copper-nickel composition. This means that after 1964, quarters were no longer made of silver. Every quarter minted in 1965 was supposed to follow the new copper-nickel standard. But here's where it gets interesting. Some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964. That's right. Instead of the new copper-nickel composition, A few quarters were mistakenly made with the older, more valuable silver planchets. These rare errors somehow made it past the quality control of the U.S. Mint and ended up in circulation. Now, let's get to the most important part. How do you know if you have one of these multi-million-dollar quarters? A normal 1965 copper-nickel quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. The silver error quarter, however, weighs about 6.25 grams. If you have a small scale at home, weigh your 1965 quarter. A regular 1965 quarter will have a visible copper-colored stripe along the edge. If your quarter is all silver around the edge with no copper line, you might have struck gold, or rather, silver. Silver quarters have a distinctive, high-pitched ring when dropped on a hard surface. Try comparing it with a 1964 silver quarter for reference. Silver is non-magnetic, so if your quarter is sticking to a magnet, it's likely just a standard copper-nickel coin. If your 1965 quarter passes the weight and edge test, it's time to get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can confirm if it's one of these rare and valuable silver-struck errors. Now, you're probably wondering, has one of these quarters actually sold for $2.3 million? Yes! A verified 1965 silver quarter in pristine condition was auctioned for this insane amount. Collectors are willing to pay big bucks for rare mint errors, especially those tied to major transitions in U.S. coinage history. Even if you don't find the $2.3 million quarter, don't give up hope. Some 1965 quarters with unique minting errors have sold for thousands of dollars. Quarters where the design appears double due to a striking mistake. Quarters where the image is off-center, creating a misaligned appearance. A fully detailed drum on the back of the quarter can sometimes indicate a sharper strike, increasing value. So, the next time you're sorting through your change, don't overlook those 1965 quarters. Weigh them, inspect the edges, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be holding a $2.3 million jackpot in your hand. Have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with fellow coin enthusiasts. Who knows? You might just help someone discover a fortune. Hey, coin hunters! Imagine finding a simple 25-cent piece in your pocket, only to realize it's worth a life-changing $2.4 million. That's right. Today, we're talking about the ultra-rare 2001p New York quarter that has stunned collectors and investors alike. Could you be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it? Stick around because we'll break down what makes this quarter so special, how to spot one, and how much other 2001p New York quarters are selling for right now. A few months ago, a man named Joe, a casual collector, was sorting through his old change jar when he stumbled upon a 2001p New York quarter. At first, he didn't think much of it, but after a closer look, he noticed something odd about the design. After some research and a visit to a coin expert, Joe discovered he had found one of the rarest error quarters in existence. Fast forward to an intense bidding war, and that little quarter fetched a jaw-dropping $2.4 million at auction. Crazy, right? Now, let's dive into what made Joe's quarter so special, and how you can check your own coins for this hidden treasure. The 2001p New York quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. This particular design features the Statue of Liberty, an outline of New York, and the famous George Washington obverse. Over 1 billion of these were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making them common in circulation. However, certain rare error coins and unique variations have sent values skyrocketing. So, what's the deal with this ultra-rare version? There are a few key factors that separate a normal 2001p New York quarter from the multi-million-dollar one. The record-breaking coin had a dramatic double die error on the reverse, where elements of the design appeared doubled due to a striking mistake at the mint. Off-center strike. Some rare versions of this coin were struck significantly off-center, making them unique and highly desirable. Some of these coins were mistakenly struck on experimental planchets or foreign coin blanks, making them extremely valuable. The $2.4 million quarter was in near-perfect condition, graded MS68 by PCGS. The better the condition, the higher. Now, before you go frantically dumping out your coin jars, let's go over how you can check if you have a valuable 2001 P New York quarter. Look at the mint mark. It must have a P for Philadelphia. If you have a Denver Mint quarter marked D, it's not the rare one we're talking about. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the coin. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual metal coloration. Some rare errors were struck on different metal compositions. If your quarter feels too light or heavy, it may be an error coin. Higher grades bring higher values. If your quarter looks brand new with no scratches or wear, it's worth a closer look. If you think you found something special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication.so. Could you have a $2.4 million quarter hiding in your pocket? It's definitely possible. Start checking your change, old collections, and even rolls of quarters from the bank. Who knows? You might just hit the jackpot. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection. Let's keep the treasure hunt going.